the time has finally come. The Farmall is in need of some service, and as usual, I've waited till the last minute to do it. We've got less than 24 hours before a tractor show and pull, and I've got absolutely nothing done to this thing. So let's pull her in the garage and get to work. Welcome to the Crank Up TV channel. Alrighty, so now that I've got her in the garage here, I guess I'll go over what kind of parts we got for this thing to make sure she's in tip-top shape to pull thousands of pounds down that dirt track. I guess I could take these off too. Don't need them inside. So the first thing is, since she's going to be pulling, I got a brand new thermostat and thermostat gasket for her because I don't really know how old the one in here is and I don't want to take a chance with it overheating, so we got a brand new 160 thermostat with the gasket like I said. The next part we got over here is something that I was going to put on, but I actually might not anymore, because I've had some bad experiences with these little temperature gauges. And what happens with these is that there's this little threaded plug on them, and that threaded plug threads into another threaded plug that then threads into the block. And what happens with that is when you try to break the one in the block loose, since it's almost 100 years old, there's a good chance that it's going to snap off, and I really don't want to risk that the day before the show. My temperature gauge does kind of work. It reads cold a lot, so I was running the tractor. If you saw my previous video, I was running up and down my street and never really got into the operating range. It just always stayed on the high side of the cold, so I think we'll be all right for now. Even if it's not working the best that it can be, I'm sure we'll notice some other things if it does start to overheat. The next thing we got for her is an Earl filter and 5 gallons of this 1540 Shell Roteller diesel engine oil. And I know they do say, like, from the factory to use just straight 30 weight oil in this, but that 1540 should be fine. It's not really that cold out and it's a little bit thicker of an oil, so for an old motor like this, it'll just provide some better lubrication and help it not die as fast. And the final part we got for this here hankered piece is this right here. The County Line Master Tune-Up Kit from Tractor Supply. International Harvester. So we'll be throwing that in there and that should fit. It says it fits my tractor, so we'll just have to see about that, but that's what we got going on for today. And then after we're done doing all that, we're gonna take this old girl back outside and give her a bath and shine her up a little bit to make sure she looks the best she can for the tractor show. So before we get any further in this video, I just wanted to stop and mention something really quick. As you'll wind up seeing later on in the video, a lot of these parts actually wound up not fitting my tractor, and at the time of recording this, I couldn't figure out why, but after doing some more research later on, I found out that most of the parts I ordered were actually for a tractor originally equipped with an external coil. And although my tractor does have an external coil on it, it was originally equipped with a magneto type coil and distributor, as you can see here, meaning that all the parts I ordered for a tractor that originally had an external coil will not work for a tractor that has the magneto distributor still in it. So I just figured I'd mention that to clear up any kind of confusion that there might have been about why those parts weren't fitting, because I know there's a lot of you guys out there know a lot more about these Farmalls than I do, and I just wanted to let you know that I had it all figured out. Thanks, guys. So first things first, to service this fine piece of American machinery, we got to get the hood off. There's one latch on this side and one latch on the other side, so let's see if we can figure that out. Oh, that's good. This one's already undone for us. Beautiful. What about this one here? Are you undone yet? Nope, you're not. Here. Oh, something's leaking on me. There we go. Let's see if we can do this with just us, or just me. You guys just watch. This may require some sophisticated abilities to do this here. Let's not forget. Oh, that's on there really good. There we go. Oh, there's water in the air cleaner. That's what you want, actually. You always want to make sure there's water in your air cleaner. Let's try her again. Feels like it's stuck on something. What else are you stuck on? There's nothing else here. Oh, what a nice sound. Stuck over here. Feels like it. Where are you getting caught on? Oh, this was getting caught. The hook was getting caught on the alternator. Yeah, this unit here is 12 volt converted, so it does have an alternator on it. And this hook keeps getting stuck on there. There we go. There we go. Oh, this might have to come off. I guess it's the easy remove option. There we go. For sale part out there, boy. So now that we've got the hood off, I guess I'll give you a gander at this here motor. She's pretty cool. It's a little inline 4-cylinder, and I believe it only makes like 26 horsepower, if I'm if I'm not mistaken. You can see she's been 12-volt converted, got a car alternator on her there. There's your temperature gauge that sometimes works, goes right in the side of the block. And this is that fitting I was talking about, this one right here that may or may not break off in the block, depending on how lucky you are. I'll bring you around the other side over here though. Oh, don't worry about this. That's for later usage. She is a little dirty around here. She's got some buildup on her, I guess you could say. We'll clean that out so there's no fires here or whatnot. You know, we want to be as safe as we can. Radiator in there, pretty nice looking from the little bit that I have looked at it. No clutch fan, obviously, just straight direct drive. Here's that air cleaner. These are actually oil bath air cleaners. So what happens is all the particles will get sucked in through here. The air will keep going with the particles, but then once the particles hit the oil, since the particles, I guess, are heavy, they sit down in the oil here and the oil catches them and the air continues to go up through here and right into your carbonator. There she sits. I guess we'll start with the simplest thing first, which would be plugs and wires and cap and rotor on this whole girl. So this will actually be my first time working with a points and condenser ignition system. I've only ever done HEI, so we'll see how that goes. I am going to label the wires though on the cap here, so that way I know which ones go where, because I don't want to get them mixed up the day before the show. So we'll start from here, I guess, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good to me. So 1, 2, and we'll just do 3 over here. I don't have to label that one because we'll know that's number 4. I guess a smart thing to do would have been to soak these down first with some personal best blaster, but we don't do smart things around here. Let's just crack these old hosses loose. Come here. Oh, that looks nice. I don't know how well you guys can pick that up on the camera there, but there's just a whole bunch of rust, dust, and everything inside there. So the metal on here doesn't look too terrible, I guess, but the wires are just old and dirty looking, so we're going to replace them either way. Please break free. Oh, look at that. Guess we'll crack them all loose. Oh, we got blood. Oh. So I actually don't know how to read spark plugs, but I'm guessing since it's dark around here, that means it's running a little bit rich. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll try to hold it still there for you, but there's what this first one's looking like. A lot of carbon deposits on there, so I'm not too sure. Either way, this one looks worn out, so I'm sure the other 3 are going to be exactly the same. Oh, I think the little washer fell off. Do we need that? I guess we'll find out. So I've got the plugs all propped up over here, and they all look about the same. It's going from 1, 2, 3, 4, except for that third one there. He does not look too happy. I don't know what happened there. It's just really wet, and I don't know if that's oil or gasoline on there, but all the other ones look about the same level of darkness. Oh, there they all go. Come here. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. You can see the difference between one of these plugs and that one there. That one's just wet, and I don't even know. I did smell that last plug, and it smelled like PB Blaster with like the faintest hint of gas, so I'm not really too sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys think that could be from, why the plug's just soaking wet like that. Because I really don't know how to read plugs, so I'd appreciate the help. Anyway, let's get this cap and rotor off next here. Let's see how this is done. Come on now. Oh, just like that. Only, I guess, oh no, there's 2 there. Okay. Got her all labeled. We won't mismatch anything. Just to be safe, though, this is the top, so I'm going to write a T there. This goes like that. Oh, I guess the rotor just pops right off right there. It's definitely old, and maybe even it was sitting for a while because there's some cobwebs on that there. So I'm not sure, but she definitely looks like she needs to be tuned up. Let's open this master tune-up kit here and see what they give us. Look at that. Oh boy, I see some goods already. Otter lap plugs. Heck yeah, I'll make sure theirs are the same. Brand spanking new cap, and oh, points right in here. Some more stuff. A little condenser. And no sticker, but we get a brand new cap that does not look like the one I took out of there. Oh well, we'll see if it fits and starts. So in order to get to the points here, there's this little cover with like 3 screws you gotta take off. So we're gonna do that, but you have to be very careful with this, I was hearing, because you can throw the whole thing out of time by moving this little mechanism up here, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be very, very careful not to do that and hinder us from going to the show. And just to idiot-proof the whole operation, what we're going to do here is put a little tiny screwdriver mark where this has to line up with here. Now, if we do mess it up, well, at least know we can only be 180 out, no other way. As long as we're not moving this thing around too much, we should be okay. Well, guys, I think I jinxed myself with that Tractor Supply tune-up kit because the points are different. So here's what happened here. So this one has a tail facing this way with the rubber piece facing down. So I guess it rides on the shaft while it's spinning. And this one here, the rubber piece is facing up when it's the same exact direction as this one here. So I'm not going to be able to use these points. What I think I'm going to do is just take these, and there's a little adjuster piece so you can gap them, sand them down, and we're just going to have to run them because I don't have time to go out and get points. I need to get this thing done tonight. We'll just take some of this here 400 grit sandpaper and sand them down just a tiny, tiny bit. So that way they compact a little better. That should be a little better. I don't want to sand it down too much. And then this is that adjuster piece I was talking about. What happens is you put the screw in here, like so, and then you could slide it up and down and adjust her. So this has a little point on her too. We'll sand that down. This one looks okay, but we're gonna have to run her, even though I would like to change them until I can find the right set of points for this thing. Another weird thing about this tractor is that there's no condenser in here, and I was pretty confused at seeing that, and I have no idea why. I have this brand new one, but there's not one in here, so I'm not sure where to put this or what to do with it. I'm just gonna leave it out for now because it was running before, and like I said, we need to get to the show and pull tomorrow, so she's staying the way she was. So I sanded down the old set of points, I threw them back in there. I was able to use the new contact of this piece right here, so I also put that in there. But anyway, guys, let's get over here to put the spark plugs back in and change the oil on this old girl. Got some brand new ones over here, Otter lights. Heck yeah. Oh, whoa. There we go. Okay, see how these units look. Oh man, brand new, look at that. Let's compare, make sure they're at least close to the same length, and they are not close to the same length. That's a little bit longer, the old one, than this one is. Let me double check that and we'll be back. Well, I got the oil filter out over here. She's definitely dirty and it says IH on her, so it's probably the original one. But, you know, other than that, the oil is pretty black as you can see right here. So she was definitely in need of a changing. Okay, lesson number one. If you're ever going to Tractor Supply to get your stuff for a tractor, don't. Because look at this. This is the old filter right here. Seats in there, perfect and nicely. There's a new filter right here. Put it in there. Does not seat in there perfect or nicely. I guess we're just going to try to run it. It does kind of seat in there and stays kind of straight. Not really. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't leak and hopefully it seals, but you can just see how much nicer that one seats in there versus this one. When you put it in there, that's as far down as it wants to go. Original, nice. Aftermarket, not nice. Well, events have occurred and my tractor no longer has a front clip. Also, the new spark plugs are in, the oil change is done. The reason I took off the front clip or grill or whatever you want to call it is because I wanted to give this radiator here a nice flush just in case there was any dirt sitting in it. But either way, it's a good thing I took it off because there's a bunch of dirt and debris clogging up the fins of this radiator. So that probably would not have been good when I'm pulling thousands of pounds down a track. I'll show you what I mean. So here's all that dirt and debris I was talking about in there. It goes all the way up, even to pretty much to the top of the radiator there, but at the bottom it's really bad, as you can see. There's all seeds and whatnot, probably from when they were plowing or farming with it, and even probably some mice were living in here at one point. But you can just see she's all plugged up, and I really don't want to run that, you know, on the road or on the track. So I'm going to get that cleaned out, and then we'll report back to you. So there's been a slight change of plans. It's taken way longer than expected to pick this radiator clean. It is just absolutely filthy. And I found out that in order to take this radiator out, you actually have to take your steering shaft out because that goes through the radiator. And I do not know how to do that, and I don't want to get into that the day before the show and pull. So what we're going to do is we're going to run some water through this radiator to flush it out. Then we're going to change the thermostat in it, put everything back together, set up the plugs and wires, and she should be good to go and back on the road. Here's the progress I've made with that radiator, though. You can see all the dark spots there where it was plugged full of that gunk, which is still down there. But I figure if it wasn't overheating before, now it definitely shouldn't overheat because a lot of that's been cleared up. I was just going in there with this pick, picking it out as much as I can, and I was hoping to be able to flush it, but like I said, there's that steering shaft that runs right through the radiator you can see there. I'm not really too sure how to take that out, so like I said, I think what we're going to do is just thermostat, and she should be all right. So here's kind of the plan here. I have this bucket sitting here, and I filled the radiator up with just straight water. So I want to see what color it is when it goes into the bucket. Hopefully it's not too brown or anything, but either way, we're probably going to have to run it just to get us to the show tomorrow. And then at a later date, I'll take the radiator out and flush it out the proper way. But I guess we're not going to know unless we get the water in this bucket. So let's get to doing that.
It actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty clean. I don't know how well you guys can see the actual color of it, but just kind of greenish and watery, as it should be because I filled it with water, so looking pretty good, actually. I think we might be able to just run this through and then fill her back up with water. She should be good to go to the new thermostat. That's not all going to fit in there. Dang it. Pretty much just straight water at this point, it looks like. I don't remember putting this much in here, though. Jeez. Oh, there we go. So, next thing's next, I guess. We'll try to get this thermostat out of here. Oh, yeah. I gotta love it when they paint over the hose clamps. So, you know, it was a quality Mako paint job. What I found helps these hose clamps if they're not wanting to come apart on you. Take a little of this here 3-in-1 oil and just put a little dab on them right where the threads are, and that'll make them come right back to life, hopefully. Well, maybe not that much. Oh, it's getting on the belt. That's good. Hang on now. You don't want it to get on your belt. That's probably not the best option there. We'll put that in there. Oh, and probably all the coolant's going to get on the belt too once I take this hose off. So the other best option would be to cover your belt with some paper towels or whatever you got around it. Why would they put this one like this? I don't understand why they would do that. Oh, see, they went like this here, so they got it through here. Is there even a little screwdriver head in there? I guess the screwdriver's too big. Dang it. Look at that, nice and easy now. Hopefully these even come off. I think we have a radiator pick here. Here she is, snap-on too. Oh boy, you just can't beat that. Now you're guaranteed to get the job done. Those look like 9/16. I guess I should try to break the other bolts loose before I just get too involved in this one here. Oh, that one looks fun. Oh, actually wasn't that bad. Sure idea. Why do you have to be 1/2 inch? It doesn't make it. You make all your friends 9/16, and then you're just 1/2 inch all of a sudden. All right, be that way. You get a 1/2 inch. That's how your little muscles are out here. You say, I got a 6-pack going on. Well, here we go. Fear confirmed. This is what happened here. The ratcheting mechanism won't allow it to go back, so valve cover may have to rise from this unit. Oh boy, I see no other way of doing this, and I probably, once you guys watch this video, you're going to see another way of doing it that I don't see right now. But for now, valve cover's probably coming off. Well, we got the wrench out. There she is. I wound up just taking the whole thermostat housing off, and she came right out. But that does not look too good in there. Oh boy, it's just a little rusted up. Hopefully we can get that gasket to seal again, and the surfaces aren't too bad underneath there, hopefully. But yeah, I'm going to have to pick some of that out before I seal her back up there.
Well, it's the next day. The tractor runs, but she has a terrible miss. But if you don't listen to it, it's not really there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give her a bath real quick and shine her up, make her look nice, and she should be good to go. So let's get to doing that and get this thing ready. Well, there you have it. I guess she came out pretty decent. When she's wet still, she shines up pretty nice. But It just got some of that dirt and grime off of her. Maybe not really that much, but it's enough for a tractor show at the local county fair. So I think we're gonna run her and we'll see how she does. Well, there you have it, guys. She runs, she moves, and has a little bit of a miss, but hopefully that'll clear up as we go. What we need to do with this thing now is make sure it is truly ready to pull thousands of pounds down a dirt track. How am I gonna do that, you ask? Well, we're gonna be giving her a little bit of an endurance test, if you know what I mean. But if you wanna see that, you gotta stick around for the next video, because that's gonna be in the next video. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Crank Up TV channel.